Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be discussing a very controversial topic, and that is abortion / Roe v. Wade. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy these types of videos, and make sure that you ring the bell so that you get notified whenever I post new content. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Okay, so first off, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. I welcome friendly debate and friendly discussions in the comment thread. I love engaging with people on topics like this, but if the comments get nasty, I am fully prepared to turn them off. So please think what you say before you post, and let's keep this to a nice friendly debate / discussion rather than like arguing and hate comments, because I'm not about that life, although I do love debating and friendly discussion on topics like this. Okay, so now we've gotten that out of the way, let's just get going here. So first off, we are going to be talking about murder specifically, and I'm just going to lay that out for you definition wise. So I'm sorry if some of you watching this feel like she's talking to me like I'm 5. I'm sorry if you feel that way. It's just that I've gotten into enough debates and discussions with people online that should know the simplest things. These people should know the simplest of stuff they seem clueless about. So I just want to go ahead and define, just so that, not even so that I make sure you know what this is, because I'm sure we all do, but just so that you're clear on how I feel about it and what my opinions are. So this is as much for making sure you guys know what this is as it is for making sure you understand how I feel about it and what my thoughts are on it. So that's kind of why I define stuff like this that may seem duh to a lot of people. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm just gonna have a sip of this. This is the Juicy Peach Sparkling Water. It's by Pure Aqua, and this is an Aldi brand. So this is kind of like Clear American, but there's only a few flavors. There's peach, strawberry, grape, and I think black cherry. Oh, there's also a kiwi one, but I didn't like the kiwi one as well. The peach is my favorite, so. And they're only like 59 cents a bottle, and there's a liter in here. So do yourself a favor and go grab one of these if you have Aldi in your town. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Murder. What is murder? Okay, so murder is defined as the killing or terminating of an innocent life. So this is somebody who is innocent, they didn't do anything to you, and you're just killing them. That's murder. Killing an innocent person with no justification, and often with malice or hate towards them. But the real key is that they are innocent. They didn't do anything to deserve to be killed. Now let me rephrase, let me really emphasize something. Innocence. Nobody's innocent. We're all sinners. We all have a sin nature. We can be saved by the grace of God. Jesus died on the cross to save us from our sins, and that's another video for another day. But nobody's innocent. We've all done something wrong. That's no secret. I can think of 10 things I've done wrong right now. We'd be here all day if I told you how I'm not perfect and all the stuff I've done wrong. That's not the point. What I'm talking about is innocent in terms of this person did absolutely nothing to you personally, and then you kill them anyway. They're innocent because they didn't do anything to you that deserved for you to murder them, for you to kill them. That's what I'm talking about. If you just go out and shoot somebody or stab somebody and kill them, and they never did anything to you, that's what I mean by innocent. Sure, they've done lots of things in their life. They've probably lied, or maybe they stole something or whatever, but they didn't do anything to hurt you and you kill them anyway. That's murder. That's what murder is. So now we've established what murder is. So we're going to talk about abortion. So abortion, what is abortion? Abortion is the killing or terminating of an unborn child. So children, unborn children in this case, are they innocent? Have they done anything to hurt you? It's an unborn child. It can't do anything to hurt you. So does it deserve for you to kill it? No, absolutely not. You getting an abortion is murdering your unborn child. And if you do not agree that it's murder, I welcome your friendly comments and input on why you don't believe it's murder, because I genuinely enjoy, just learning how other people think and how other people's minds operate. But in my opinion, and I say opinion because I feel like this should be a fact, but so many people don't believe this and don't agree with it that I don't know. Sadly, I don't know if I can even say this is a fact. It is my very strong opinion that abortion is murder, and it is also my strong opinion that this should be fact. So yeah, if you get an abortion, if you terminate your unborn baby, you've just murdered it. And if some people argue if it's still like an embryo or, a clump of cells, I've heard that a lot. And they're like, oh, it's just a clump of cells, or it's just an embryo, like whatever. I see where you're coming from on that. If it technically doesn't have a heartbeat yet, or doesn't even, for all intents and purposes, look like a baby, I get where you're coming from, but in my opinion, that is still murder, because you are terminating something that, even though it might not be considered alive yet, it's going to be life, and you're terminating that process. You're aborting that process. You're ending the progression of this to becoming alive. You're still ending it. So in my opinion, you're still, even though you might not think it's murder, I still firmly believe that it's murder. Even if it doesn't really have a heartbeat yet, it's something, you're still terminating something before it even has a chance to become life. And that seems almost worse in some ways. You're not even giving it a chance to have life before you just kill it. So there you go. That is my opinion. So now I want to also make a distinction between murder or abortion and killing someone in self-defense. I got into a debate on Twitter with somebody about this, and she turned it into an argument. Basically, someone I follow on Twitter was devastated that Roe V. Wade got overturned. I basically made a comment that I'm happy about that because abortion is murder. And I had all these people arguing with me. And this particular woman was arguing with me that I can't be pro-life yet think it's okay to kill somebody in self-defense. She said my argument was invalid. She was basically, you're either all for it or all against it. And I have screenshots, but I'm not going to post them just because, she was kind of all over the place, and I don't know what her deal even was. But she was basically arguing and saying that she turned this into an argument. she was trying to tell me that my argument was invalid because I was saying termination of life, blah, 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 blah. This is a termination of life and it's not okay. And she was like, okay, well, think about killing in self-defense. That's legal. Would you agree? And I was like, yeah, I totally support that being legal. But abortion is the termination of an innocent life. And then she was just like, well, there you go, innocent. You didn't even use that term until I called you out, blah, 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 blah. So in her mind, I should have said the word innocent, even though, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was widely assumed that murdering and innocent are in the same sentence. Innocent is literally in the definition of murder. So I don't know why I needed to actually say that, but this is the day and age where, you know, if you're debating someone on the internet that you don't really know, they're going to use every little thing that you say or don't say against you if you're in a disagreement on something. So I guess you can't assume anything because I didn't specify innocent life, so she just was all butthurt that I was against this and pro this. And yeah, so I don't know what her deal was, but yeah, basically I just wanted to clarify there is a distinct difference between murdering an unborn child and killing someone in self-defense, because if someone has a point, like a gun pointed at you or a knife pointed at you or something, and you have to kill them to defend yourself, that's not murder because they're not innocent. They tried to kill you, and chances are they've already killed somebody else. Who knows? Maybe there's even a warrant out for their arrest. You're not killing or terminating an innocent life. You're killing someone in self-defense. That's perfectly legal, and it should be legal. I support that. Now, do I want people to go kill each other? No, I don't. I wish that we were in a world where people didn't have to kill somebody to save their own life. I wish that was not the world we live in, but it is. So if that's what you have to do to save your own life, then so be it. I mean, it is what it is, but by definition, that's not murder. Murder is the killing of an unborn child. Murder is killing someone who's innocent, who hasn't done anything. If this person is like out to kill you and they're about to, like, they have a gun or some form of weapon pulled on you, and then you kill them, or they're breaking into your house with the intent to like kill your family or something, and you kill them, that's not murder because you were just defending yourself. Okay, so now that we've sort of established that, I just want to talk more about the abortion and the Roe v. Wade thing. So Roe v. Wade has been overturned, and a lot of people are really upset, and I guess I can understand that. They've had, you know, they feel like they've had their rights taken away, but I feel like we never should have had that right to begin with, because it's abortion, it's murder. I mean, if you don't believe that, okay then, but it's murder, so we never should have been allowed to murder our unborn children. And again, if you don't think it's murder, I think you need to look up exactly how an abortion is performed. I'm not gonna be the one to traumatize you about this. I'm not gonna go into the gruesome, gory details, but after the procedure's done, they have to just, you know, make sure everything's there and that they got it all, and that's all I'm gonna say. And if you don't think that's murder, then I think you need to do a little soul searching and figure out what your beliefs really are, because I don't know, if you seriously don't think that's murder, you need Jesus. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't mean to be rude, I don't mean to bash people, I just don't understand how people can, if they know what goes into an abortion, how can they still be okay with it and not think it's murder? It's barbaric. So in my opinion, we never should have been allowed to do that in the first place. So I'm glad that it was overturned. Personally, I'm very happy that it's been overturned, but I know that a lot of people are very angry that it's been overturned, and I guess I get that, but I don't know. There's also just the argument about like, oh, what if I was raped? What if I was assaulted? What if, what if? And I get that, but there are so many stories of, assault victims who have a child, and they absolutely 5,000% have the ability to love that child regardless of where it came from. Some people argue that like, oh, I don't want the child because it's going to be a reminder that I was sexually abused. Well, in my opinion, you are choosing to see it that way. I get it. That's a very traumatizing thing, and pretty much, the worst news you want to hear after that is that you're pregnant and, your child's never going to know who the father is. But you know what? That is completely, it will be okay. There was, I forget what state, but one of the Miss Americas was a product of rape. And she had a wonderful life. She and her mother were two peas in a pod, and God absolutely had a plan for that child and for that life. Every baby is a gift from God, and whatever happens is God's will. Just because if your child is the product of a sin, that doesn't mean that it wasn't God's plan for them to be here. God has a plan for every child, and it says in the Bible, "You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." God created all of us with a purpose, and God doesn't make mistakes, and none of us are accidents, and maybe the circumstances are unfortunate, but I firmly believe that God can empower us with the ability to still love that child regardless of where he or she came from. And if you really are, I don't want a child, then you can always put your child up for adoption. You can always, use birth control, be responsible, use birth control. That's your first thing. If you go into this knowing you don't want a kid, use birth control and be more responsible. But honestly, if you think you don't want a child and you're already pregnant, half the time, well, I don't know if it's half the time, but a lot of times women hold their baby for the first time and they completely change their mind about adoption and they want to keep it. Or they get their first ultrasound and they see, wow, this is my child. And they don't want to give that baby up. So just because someone is like, I don't want this baby, doesn't mean that there isn't the possibility that they will change their mind. You never know. Okay, so I also want to talk about this thing. It's been going around on Facebook. People have been sharing it. So it's just like, I'm not pro murdering babies. I'm pro Becky, who found out at her whatever week ultrasound that her baby was incompatible with life outside the womb. I'm pro so-and-so who was assaulted when she was 11 by someone she should have been able to trust. I'm pro whatever. And, I get whoever wrote that, I get what they're saying. But whatever the circumstance is, I get it. Maybe it's trauma, but it shouldn't make murder okay. It's never okay to murder your unborn child. At least it shouldn't be. But we live in a day and age where most of the world thinks that's okay. But yeah, if you think that it's okay to murder your child just because, you were raped or you found out they're gonna die anyway, that's another thing entirely. But I was also seeing a counter argument to this, and it was like, I believe that Becky, who found out at her however many week ultrasound that her baby was incompatible with life, blah blah blah, I believe that she can love that child for however long she's blessed to have him for. And it's like, I believe that, so-and-so who was assaulted at age 11, that God will give her the power to be able to have this baby. And I'm glad that somebody wrote that argument, because I think that's important to consider. If it is God's plan that you are pregnant with this child that you feel like you don't want, He will give you the power to overcome this pregnancy. And, if you find out that your baby is incompatible with life outside the womb, does that mean that it's okay for you to just go ahead and kill it? Explain to me why it's okay for you to kill it. Just because it's gonna die anyway after you give birth. There's no reason why you can't give birth to your baby, see your baby, hold him or her, cuddle him or her, and then take them home and give them a funeral. There's nothing wrong with that. Just because your baby was born with incompatibility for life outside the womb doesn't mean you should just go ahead and kill it before you even give birth. That argument makes no sense to me. So in terms of Roe v. Wade being overturned, I'm happy with this because it means abortion will be illegal in a lot of states, and a lot of states already have laws in place. But if I understood correctly, it is also going to be left up to some of the states to vote on this issue and what they think about abortion. So there are still people out there who are going to do what they can to protect abortion. So if you are pro-life, if I'm correct on this and there's going to be voting in the states, if you are pro-life, please go vote, because maybe I'm just seeing a lot of the negative side of the internet, but I'm not getting very many people out there who agree with me and are pro-life, even the slightest. Like, everyone's infuriated that Roe v. Wade has been overturned. So if you are one of the handful of people that is excited and happy and grateful that Roe v. Wade has been overturned, please go and vote in your state. If there is a voting for abortion to be legal in your state, please vote against abortion. Please do your part, because I'm getting the impression there aren't many of us out there. But yeah, definitely please go out and vote. And I know there are, this could leave a lot of heartbroken, terrified single moms out there. If you are able to help in any way, donate something to your local pregnancy center, reach out to someone you know who is in need, because that is an argument too, is that these single moms are gonna be terrified and not know what to do, and I totally get that. But like I said, God has given you the power to overcome. The Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And if you are in that situation where you are pregnant, or you know somebody who is, abortion isn't the answer, because abortion can cause a lot more trauma later on in life. If you abort, there are serious physical and psychological side effects. It is harmful to your body. So please consider the alternatives. And yeah. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I feel like that was really all over the place. So I'm sorry if I sounded like I was all over the place. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Just in summary, abortion should absolutely 5,000,000% be illegal, because it's the murder of an unborn child, and under no circumstances should it be okay to to abort a child, and I don't mean to be insensitive or anything or seem like I don't care about whatever situation produced this child. Like if you were abused, if this was, you know, something like that, you were abused or abandoned after you discovered you were pregnant. I don't mean to be insensitive to that. I really don't. But that doesn't mean that you should be allowed to just murder your child because you don't want it. That doesn't make that okay. No circumstance makes that okay. The other thing I wanted to touch on real quick too is the my body, my choice. Forgive me too if this is insensitive, but how does that even remotely make sense? It's not your body, it's your baby. My body, my choice? Well, maybe you should have made a choice not to have unprotected sex. There's that thought. And again, if this is a result of abuse, then obviously that's a very traumatic situation, and I don't want to be insensitive to that at all. But the my body, my choice, you're literally growing a human life inside of you, and that is not your body. Like, what makes that your body? It's your baby. I mean, he or she is attached to you with an umbilical cord. But that doesn't make them literally like a part of your body. Like, I don't understand how anyone can say, my body, my choice. Yeah, well, it was your body, but now you are literally carrying a human life. And the most absolutely selfish thing you could do would be to kill it. Like, that is not even... It is unthinkable to me that people are like, oh, it's my body, my choice, and I'm just gonna kill my child because I don't want it. Like, I just don't even understand how people even have that mentality. And if that's you, please don't misunderstand me or take me for being insensitive. I don't mean to be that way. I just don't understand people's thought process when they say, my body, my choice. It's not, it's your body, but you're pregnant now. You are carrying an unborn child. So you shouldn't just kill it like that as if it's an inconvenience. Abortion is not birth control, okay? Like, birth control is the stuff you use before you have sex. And for anyone, like so many people too, they're like, I don't want the government to have control over my body. Well, you should have thought of that before you decided to be reckless and have it produce a child. And yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Again, I'm really sorry for if that was all over the place, and also acting like I was done earlier and then rambling on for several more minutes. But basically, yeah, I don't support abortion in any way, shape, or form. And if you don't like that, then, I mean, you're welcome to unsubscribe to my channel. Like, y'all already know if you watch my video about homosexuality that I don't support that either. So if you don't like my lifestyle choices, you're welcome to unsubscribe and click out of my videos, because this probably will not be the last video about stuff like this. I'm not gonna make that like the core of my channel, but there's probably gonna be a couple more topics that I might want to talk about that are extremely controversial. So yeah, if you are like, I don't agree with any of that and you don't want to watch my videos, I will not be offended. So I just want to give y'all a heads up that this kind of stuff will be present on this channel, and I'm not gonna apologize for being myself and for sharing my beliefs on here, because I have this outlet to do that, and I believe that is what I'm supposed to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video or it resonated with you in some way, please comment below. share your thoughts. And again, you know, friendly debate is more than welcome. And yeah, so make sure you give us a thumbs up. Stay subscribed. Stay subscribed to my channel if you're not already, and ring the bell so that I get notified. So that you get notified. I get notified. What? So that you get notified. Yeah, it's been a long day, you guys. So that you get notified. Ring the bell so you get notified whenever I post a video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.